up, guys, and welcome to episode 11 of the Chicken Pod Podcast. My name is Michael Smith.
And my name is Devilman Crybaby.
And welcome back to the Chicken Pod Podcast. So, the last time we left off, we had 4 new anime on our list, and now we only have 3. So now, we are going to be discussing the latest 5 episodes for each anime on our list. So, why don't you start us off, Tavon, with your first anime?
So, the anime I'm going to start off with is the anime called Devilman Crybaby.
Oh, you're starting off with
where
that.
Where we had last left off, the girl was pretty much possessed by this water-like fluid-looking demon that could like go in people's body and like control them and swap from body to body. And she was on the run, and Akira was chasing after her. And then when we get on to the next episode, what happened was it was Akira and the guy in the lab coat. Akira was holding the girl, and the lab coat was holding her at gunpoint range, telling him not to trust anybody but him, because anybody could be a zombie pretty much. And then that was when Akira was trying to pretty much tell him that she wasn't a demon at all. She was just pretty much being controlled and whatnot. And that was when Akira's phone had rang, like in mid-context, and his mom was calling at the airport. It was pretty much like one of those awkward moments where your phone rings at the wrong moment.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Pretty much answered the phone, and then after that, they pretty much just skip ahead to after that phone call or a scene where they just dropped her off at the house, and they were all sitting at the table, and then she was like lost her memory of what happened. Like she knew she left the house, but she was like, "Hey, guys, did I leave the house last night?" And she was like asking like questions and stuff like that, and they were like, "Nah. You didn't leave the house. Your phone was here all along, huh?" And then that was when she was like talking to Akira and whatnot. She was like, "I don't know what's going on, but I have a feeling like you saved me for some reason." He was just playing it off like, "Yeah, that's right. I saved you." Like tried to like smooth talking to give him like a fake kiss or whatever. Like he pretty much just pretended. And after that, he just left, and then he got in the car with the guy in the lab coat. He was like, "Did it work?" "Yeah, I faked her GPS." I was like, "Oh, all right." So he pretty much like faked her GPS to make it seem like she was still home.
Oh.
And then pretty much after that, that was when they had like went to the airport to visit Akira's parents. And then when they got there, they were wondering what's going on. Why hasn't like they arrived yet? And then that was when they went to. He was like, I think he could smell them with this demon or whatever. So he went to like the warehouse. And he found like his mom and everybody else was like consumed in like his one monster, which was his dad. His dad was a demon, and he had no choice but to pretty much just kill his dad. So he was like kind of somewhat depressed after like killing his family off. So after that, that's when we like skip ahead to when so we pretty much skip ahead to when it was like late at night. He was like breathing real heavily for some reason. I don't know why. And he approached that girl they saved that night. And then like for some reason he had like night vision to where he could like see through her clothes and whatnot. So we could like see everything. They didn't like scissor or nothing. We like saw vagina, boobs. We saw it.
Oh.
So he was like breathing for her. She was like, "What's going on with you, Akira?" She's like, "Never mind. That is good." And then he just went home. And you heard the door slam, and all you heard was, "Oh!" That was all you heard.
What?
And then next thing you know, it was like showing like vivid images of like him like banging the girl, and supposedly that was all just a dream. So he woke up, and actually there was like this big like white mess on top of the ceiling.
Oh no! Oh my god!
That caught me off guard. I was like, "Oh, so that's what happened." Because first it was like a scream, and then like furniture being like tossed around. I was like, "Oh." So anyway, he woke up like naked and like sweaty and whatnot after he saw like the white stuff. And then we like pretty much like skip ahead like a few episodes later to when he's like walking in a dark alley again, and he's not being himself for some reason. Like he's like still like breathing heavily and whatnot, walking down the streets, and he was like walking in like a wrong side of town where they had like all these hookers and whatnot, and then people were like pointing out, "Oh, he's cute, whatnot," and they were like, "I don't trust him. He looks like a killer. And then that was when some girl brought him inside and like offered him to like come in or whatnot. And she's just like, yeah, you come on, boy. I know you and whatnot. And then she was like trying to reel him in. And then she just started, and then apparently he just started like licking her and whatnot, licking her boobs and whatnot. And then this just started like banging her or whatever. And then in midway, she like transformed and was like, tell me your name. Tell me your name. Well, all right. And then they were like fighting in that moment. And after that, I was like, you want me to fuck you? I will. What? All right. They continued on fighting. I was like, all right then. So then after that, that was when this other demon showed up. And then that was when they fused together. Not Akira, but it was like this girl demon and this other guy, they fused together. And then apparently they died. They were like frozen outside for some reason. I guess they were on the time limit. And then after that, we skipped to the next episode, and this is when things just started going downhill.
Oh.
It was just like, so first it started off, it was like this guy, he was just laying on the bed by himself. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. And then I saw this other guy beside him laying on the bed. He was like, oh, give me your arm. And then he like turned him over and started, I'm like, no, skip that.
I'll see what the problem is.
I didn't watch that. And then like as soon as I skipped like 5 minutes after when I showed him like taking this pill, he was like, no. Huh? Nah. So apparently he was like some star track guy on the team or whatever. So we just skip ahead to where they go to the stadium. And apparently he was like about to do like this sprint off competition. And then that was when the lab coat guy, he like triggered these scenes of what happened at a party and whatnot. And it kind of gave him like Vietnam flashbacks. And it made him turn into a demon. And he started like killing everybody in the field. And that was when the lab coat guy was just like filming it all on like news. So supposedly this was supposed to be his heel turn, but I really wasn't feeling that heel turn. And it was like, yeah, guys, this is the demons right here and whatnot. And then pretty much after that, that was when we skip ahead after the whole stadium thing went down. And pretty much all the military are like shooting at citizens because they think they're demons. So it's pretty much like the country going to war against itself and whatnot. And then after that, he showed Akira's, his childhood friend, that girl that he saved. We showed her family. And the mom was like taking care of the son. It was like, he looked like he was like 5, but he was like breathing real hard for some reason. He was like looking at that dog. He had like saliva going down his cheek. Huh? He's like, are you okay, Mom? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, dear. And after that, she like turned her head and the boy is gone.
Huh?
And actually, the dog is gone. Huh? And then the mom, she peeks around the car. What's going on? All you saw was bones.
Oh!
All the bones were gone. The dog was eaten alive. So she found out that the boy was a demon. So she pretty much just took off and like ran off and whatnot. And then she like told the family she'd like leave them behind. It's just gonna be her and the son. I guess she couldn't take it and whatnot. And then so we're gonna time get short here. So I'm gonna just skip ahead to when the dad supposedly shows up looking for the mom and the daughter. And he saw the mom like being consumed, like she was like eaten alive. And the dad was like debating on like shooting his only son and whatnot. And then after that, that was when all the military showed up like, put your gun down. He was like, huh? I'm not the demon. He's the demon. What are you doing? Ah! They shot him. He died. And then that was when Akira showed up and like pretty much took him in and like buried him and whatnot. And then he broke the news to the girl that her family was dead. And after that, they like pretty much just turned on the news. And that was when the guy in the lab coat, he was like telling everybody, all the citizens to trust no one. And then they showed, the last thing that happened was he showed this footage of when Akira first became a demon. And after that, that was when Akira turned around and he was like, wait, I'm not a demon. Next thing you know, you heard a gunshot. The episode just ended right there.
Huh? Okay. Okay. All right. So from where the first began, from where the show first began to where it is now, from the transition of things, what would you say you're feeling it still? Would you say you're like completely off of it after the events that occurred?
I'm really kind of off with it right now because I wasn't really feeling the whole. First, it was that scene with the guys in the bed.
What's the problem? Join us.
And then it just transitioned to the worst heel turn of the century. Like that heel turn just wasn't even. It didn't even fit right for his character because I looked at him as like this smart, intelligent guy, but then when they did like this heel turn of him like trying to turn the country against each other, I was just like, what is this? Donald Trump, the anime? All right.
Yeah, that was gonna be another one of my questions. I was about to say like, what did you like about like the heel turn? Like just the execution, or just like it just didn't like fit right? You kind of already explained it, but I was just like wondering like what the big problem was about that like heel turn and whatnot when he like went to like the bad side that like really didn't set right for you in comparison like maybe another heel turn that happened like kind of like Eisen from Bleach, if anyone's seen Bleach or whatnot, just like something like that.
It didn't fit because like I didn't reveal this, but in one of the episodes she was like, wait, so why did I let Akira turn into demon? I guess I gotta find it out myself. Like he didn't even know why he made the heel turn. I was like, so what was the point of
yeah. Okay.
I was like, all right. The show's dead.
Yeah. Okay, I kind of got you now. All right. Okay, so what'd you probably? All right, so all right. But so what'd you probably say? How you still feeling the animation right now? Still look terrible.
The animations are still bad, and the stories.
What about the sex scenes? Yeah, were they?
I feel like they're putting them at the random moments now. At first, they had some logic behind it, but now I'm just like, all right.
All right. So what would you probably this isn't really that really much of a technical question. This is more like a question based off of are you sure this is an anime? Because this just sounds like, from everything you tell me, it sounds more and more like a hentai each time you bring it up. So I'm just like, wait a minute, what's this, an anime?
It really feels like a hentai. But I mean, yeah, it's an anime.
Huh.
Supposedly it's an anime.
Okay.
It's not ecchi, it's not harem, but
yeah, that's what
it
sounds like it's going full blown, like just like straight up, like every single time you bring it up, it's like, yeah, it's a bunch of naked girls, naked stuff, yeah, sex, everything, yeah, guy on guy, huh? What? They're like,
oh wait, there was one last thing I forgot to bring up. Forget it. It's not.
Wait. We still got a little bit of time. Is it that big of a deal? Like, I'm kind of curious.
Another thing that added on with the dip was this guy. Apparently, this girl was like, minding her own business after the whole track running thing, and this guy showed up. He was like, "Yeah, girl, you look fine, baby." And actually, he put out his gun. And actually, he just like started banging her right there.
Huh?
And then his head exploded. I was like,
all
right. I've seen enough.
Okay, I gotta get what your feelings are right now with this show.
I'm about to come. Head exploded. What? All right. I think I've seen it.
So I don't know, were there at least any like memorable soundtracks? At least like maybe one?
One. That's it. Just that one track.
Okay. Well, at least you found one. All right. So all in all, from everything you've seen so far, what would you probably give this show so far on a scale like 1 to 10?
I'd give about maybe a 5.
Okay. All right. So at least average. All right. Something like that. All right. But you just don't think? Do you think at this point will it ever pick up, or you feel like it's just gonna be like, you don't think it can recover after where it just let off to after these previous episodes?
I mean, I'm mostly curious of what's gonna happen with the girl that Akira saved. Like, I'm trying to figure out what they're gonna do with her. She knows that he's a demon, so that's probably the only thing that's left of interest.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess those are all my questions. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, matter of fact, I'll just go to my anime next. Yep. All right. Let me see here. Yeah, I might as well just get this one out of the way since I really don't have that much to talk about for this one. All right. So the anime that I'm going to talk about is Bloom Into You. And the last time we left off when I was talking about Blooming to You, it sort of had somewhat of a pretty, like, the last 2 episodes that I talked about were pretty slow, and it was mostly just like just you. And if you don't remember what anime I'm talking about, Blooming to You was the one with the 2 girls, the 2 lesbians and whatnot, and like the black haired girl Toka like confessing her love to you, the pink haired girl. And where we left off on that anime, she like pretty much like confessed to her, and then like kind of like was in denial about it, and then she was like kind of like dropped it, and then was like, oh, never mind. And then like she kind of like came back to it, and then like started talking about it again after she made you her basically like her vice president for her run as student council president and whatnot. And then like during that time when she was a student council president, she had to like do this huge speech and whatnot, and she acted like she wasn't nervous, but like in real life she showed that nervousness to you and whatnot, because you saw that, like, she saw that false smile inside of her and whatnot, and that's when like she like let out her true feelings and whatnot. So we leave off from there where like you kind of like knows like the real Toka and whatnot, and we get to where we left off the story is we now have Toka and you. They're now like talking about like they're not talking about like the rest of their student council president campaign and whatnot. And during this time, Toka's just like, she's basically like going over a few things, and then like you pretty much just like going over it with her, and then Toka just kind of like looking at you, and she's just like, can I kiss you? And then like you was just like, what? I thought you said like I'm still like, I still don't know how to feel about this and whatnot. I don't know if I feel like the same way and whatnot. And then she was like, can we at least like just like try and see what happens or whatnot? And then you was just kind of like, all right, we can just see what happens or whatnot. Where she was just kind of like, she was kind of somewhat nonchalant about it. She was like, all right, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And then like she like went in and like kissed her real quick. And during that time, there was this one dude who was looking out the window, who was a part of student council. He was like, oh, and then like ran away, and then just ran away. And then he basically saw them both kiss and whatnot. And this is where it got weird. Not really because of Toka and you, but because of this guy, like just came out of nowhere and whatnot. Because like there's a lot of stuff that I'm somewhat like skipping, only because like it really isn't that important on the grand scale of things. But like the main things that like I really like touch on is just the fact that like there's like more like somewhat like conflictions with like you and Toka's relationship, because Toka like wants to be with you, and you still doesn't know how she feels about it. That's basically like what the gist of most of these episodes end up being. And then the other fact that comes in is when you talks to this guy, like the guy that found them both kissing each other and whatnot, and he like talks about the fact that like he saw it and whatnot. He admits the fact that he saw it and whatnot. Then he's like, oh, don't worry, your secret's safe with me, you. And then like you just like, how can I be sure that you won't talk about this to anyone else? And then like he started talking weird, and he said like, oh, don't worry, I like being a spectator, especially when no one else knows but me. It's like I have a special seat reserved for me. I'm like, huh? And like, it's just like, and he just started saying like some weird stuff. He was like, oh, don't worry, I'll watch you guys very closely. It's like, huh? It's just like just this weird thing where he was just like talking about like he like started talking about like this backstory. It's like this weird backstory where he was talking about like, oh yeah, I'm friends with a bunch of girls and they all reject me, but it's fine. I'd rather have them talk about their relationship with other guys than them being in a relationship with me. I was like, he kind of likes me in the third wheel. It's like, I don't think I've ever seen this in a character before. It was like weird. It was just like, oh no. It's like, it would be like, say you had a girlfriend. No, say this is actually better way to say it. All right, say I like the girl. It's like, no, not even I like the girl. Say like a girl asked me out and I rejected her, and then she ends up dating you, and I kind of get a kick out of that, where I'm just like, yeah, you two are great together. I'm just like watching you and looking at you. I'm like, huh? It would be weird. It just wouldn't fit. So I'm just like, that was just weird when I saw that for the first time, and it just caught me off guard. But pretty much right after that, like the dude just kind of like, it's just kind of like he's kind of like somewhat stalkerish, where he's just kind of like, oh, he won't say anything. He'll just watch them closely and just see them hold hands and just like watch them like, oh, what are you doing right now? Oh, they're talking to each other. Let me write that down. This is beautiful. Huh? Like, so anyway, we get to the stuff where like where now like Toka and you are like talking and whatnot, and now they're studying together because they have like these midterm exams coming up, and now like Toka and them, they're like studying together, and you just like, oh, do you wanna come over to my house, since there's not that much, because usually they go to the library, but this time the library is like crowded this time, since like exams are coming up real soon. So now like he was just like, do you want to come over to my house and whatnot? And Toka's kind of like somewhat like flustered over it, because like she's like somewhat nervous about going to like her place and whatnot, especially considering the fact that like Yu's parent doesn't know anything about Toka, or the fact that like they're even dating or anything like that. So I'm just imagining like matter of fact, I didn't even bring this up from the last episode. I remember like the dad saying like, oh, you got a new friend Toka, and then like Yu's sister was like talking about like Toka or whatnot. Then she was like saying like, oh, it'd be funny if you guys were like dating or whatnot. And then like the dad said, dude, if I find out you dating a chick, I might kill myself. Like, huh? Like, I might just die. It might just be it for me. So I'm just messing. He's already kind of not into the fact of that possibility happening. So he goes. So basically, you and Toka go to Yu's house, and Yu's just kind of like she's kind of nonchalant about it, because she doesn't like see like Toka as like her girlfriend right now. She kind of just sees her as a friend. Like, she doesn't see her the same way Toka does. But Toka, on the other hand, is like completely flustered and nervous. Like, she's like hesitant, like talking to all of her like relatives or whatnot, because of the fact that like she like knows that she has like a crush on her, and she like really likes her like that. And I remember when she like met the father and whatnot, and then she was like, oh yeah, oh hi, my name's I forgot now, I'll say like Jonathan. Oh yeah, hi, my name's Jonathan. You're Toka, right? And then like she's like, yeah, I'm Toto. Yeah, hey, how's it going? And she's like, oh, what, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. And they was like, oh, okay, it's almost like you have something to say. What? You're banging my daughter? I'm like, huh? No, she's basically like flustered or something like that. And like the sister automatically, like Yu's sister automatically already feels like she's like already like saying like, oh yeah, you picked out a good one. Like, she already thinks that they're dating already. She's like making like a bunch of jokes and whatnot. And then like you was like, they're like in like Yu's room, and then like Toka's like she's like still like somewhat flustered and whatnot, and then like you like comes up to Toka, and then like she like looks at her and whatnot. She's just like, what are you shivering for or whatnot? And then she's just like, I don't know, it's just weird, you know. And then like she just like staring at each other, and then like Toka puts her hand on like Yu's face and whatnot, and he's like staring at her. I'm just thinking like, oh, we're about to get it. And next up, boom, 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 cheesecake ready? No, you ruined it. and then like I just skip ahead, and then we get like to like close to the end and whatnot, and then like we get like this is the main part of how we get like Toka like later on, after like the whole studying session and whatnot. We have like you like studying in the library and whatnot, and she actually finds these books about the old faculty and whatnot of the school and whatnot. And she finds out one of the old student council presidents was Toka's sister. And this is when you find out that Toka even has siblings to begin with, because at first Toka told you that she told everyone that she didn't have any siblings. And this is where you find out about Toka's backstory, with the fact that like she had a sister who was student council president, but she ended up getting killed in like this accident. And during that time, basically what ends up happening, and when you find this out later on, because you talks about this, and she like confronts Toka about this, and she like says like, oh, why didn't you tell me you had a sister and whatnot? And then like she like tells her why she didn't like confess or anything like that, because it's basically like, you remember Persona 4? This is somewhat of a spoiler for Persona 4 Royal, so if you I'll tell you where you skip. I'll give you a time where to skip it if you like. You don't get spoiled by this if you're playing Persona 4 Royal.
I want to get spoiled.
Royal or anything like that. So not Persona 4. I mean Persona 5. That's all I meant. Persona 5 Royal. That was a slip up. I meant Persona 5 Royal. So basically, and like I said, if you haven't played Persona 5 Royal, or you don't want to get spoiled by Persona 5 Royal, I'll put a time where to skip through it. But you remember Kasumi, right? like the whole thing that happened with Kasumi, where like you find out her backstory, where like she basically took the personification of her sister.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened with Toka, basically. This whole, like, the fact she's, like, this confident person, like, the student council president and whatnot, she basically took the personification of her sister. And that's basically what happened to her. The same thing that happened with Kasumi is the same thing that basically happened with her. Where basically, after her sister died in that car accident and whatnot, she basically, like, almost blatantly very similar, like what happened to Persona 5 Royal. So like to the point where like, to be fair, this came out before Persona 5 Royal, so I'm just like, what is this? This is like, I wonder where they got the idea of like the whole Kasumi thing. Now I'm looking at this now because it's just like very similar to the fact like she like started off as this like kind of like shy, timid, nervous girl, and then like once she took the personification of her sister, she like took her hair down, had this long black hair, and then like pretty much like was confident and like pretty much like was like pretty much the smartest person in the class, and was like she was like really good at everything, and like she was like this perfectionist, and that's at that point like she like at that point. She like pretty much like broke down. The one thing I did like about this is the fact like she like broke down when she like confessed it to you and whatnot. And the one thing I do like is the fact like Yu's the only person that gets to see that real side of her. But at the same time, she's also somewhat I don't know the word I'm thinking about, like I guess somewhat like vicious about it. I don't think vicious would be the right word, but like more like okay. I'll tell you what I mean by this. She basically confronts you about this and talks to you about like the fact like, yeah, I am my sister now. I am like pretty much taking my sister's image of her, but I only want you to see the real me. Don't tell anyone else about this. Please let me be my sister for a while longer. I can't take it. If I don't, I'll die. And like, huh? So basically, like, she's basically telling you that, like, if you tells anyone about the fact that, like, she's basically taking her sister's image or whatnot, she'll basically kill herself if, like, anyone else finds out about the fact that, like, she's basically, like, copying her, like, sister. Because she literally, like, told the entire, like, council and faculty to, like, act like her sister didn't exist. Like, erase her sister from existence so no one knows that she's copying her sister. To the point where, like, when Toka came in, she like no one knew about her sister. She was basically like, oh, she's just this popular person who's like smart, intelligent, and like she's just her own self. So like she feels like if anyone realized that she had a sister that was like that and she's basically stealing the image from her, her reputation is over. So she's kind of being somewhat, so that's the reason why I said she's somewhat being vicious about it, where she's kind of like coming up to you and she's basically saying like, don't tell anyone about this. I only want you to see the real me, because if anyone else finds out, I don't know how to take it. Like she basically thinks like they'll all like turn against her or whatnot. So at that point she feels like she'll have nothing left, and she'll basically like end her life basically. And that's basically where like she end off, where like you basically just like agrees to not say a word, and that's basically where like we end off in the anime and whatnot. So yeah, that's where we at. That's where we ended. So any questions?
Are you feeling this anime, or are you like it's just a basic love story?
It's like half and half right now, because at first it started off cheesy in like the first episode, and then like it kind of like when that last part hit, and then like that confession, that soundtrack hit, I was like, oh snap, and then like even though last episodes were somewhat slow, I was still somewhat invested with it because at least had that like realistic feeling to it. This one, the few episodes that I watched, it like the moment it started like taking points down was the moment that dude showed up and he was just like, it's like, I have a seat reserved for me. I'll watch you guys, huh? And then like when that already took like some points down. And then like when this happened, I don't know. It was just more like, I'm somewhat conflicted by this because like it was somewhat like the Kasumi thing, but also somewhat different. But I don't know if I was somewhat invested with it completely. Like it wasn't like I saw it and I like, oh yeah, I get her. Yeah, I understand her. I understand what she's going through or whatnot. It's what.
So like, Kasumi did it better?
Really thinking about it, I might need to see more. I might need to see more about where this goes. But right now, I definitely say Kasumi did it better. But like I like the thing that kind of irritated me was the fact she kind of like pretty much told you to like not tell anyone because or she'll like kill herself. Almost because it sounded more like a threat. Almost like if you tell anyone, I'll kill myself. Like it was like what? Like at that point, it almost feels like she's like being held hostage. Like stay with her at that point. So that's the one thing I really wasn't feeling. So like I'm like I don't know how to like feel about it right now. At first I was really feeling it, but now I'm just kind of like coming off from it a little bit. So that's kind of like where I'm at right now. But anything else?
No.
Oh, okay. And all in all, I probably give it maybe like a 6 out of 10. Even with the slow parts, like funny thing is, it was the slow parts that still got me somewhat invested because like somewhat worked. It was mostly all the other parts that I remembered. The big parts that actually got me like, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully it might pick up, it might not. It's just kind of like a flip of a coin, I feel like, for this one, because I'm just kind of about it. But you can go your next anime.
So this next anime is Megalo Box. Pretty much, I think where we left off the last time was he forged his name into Joe so he could get access to fight that guy with the hood again.
Oh, yeah.
So where we are right now was Joe, they had this plan to where, this actually kind of caught me off guard in a way. They're going to try to build up Joe's rank by making him the gearless fighter Joe. So he's going to be the only one fight without like any gear at all. So he's just going in there pretty much blind. Like Dark Souls level, going in level 1, no gear. So I'm like, all right. So
okay.
So pretty much when the first match started, he started out like he was trying to avoid getting hit. He was like somewhat shaky. Not like, don't hurt me. Yeah, but it was more like he didn't want to get hit because he didn't want to he wasn't like confident in himself to like taking the hits without any gear, because it was a bit strange to him not having any gear on at all. So he was like mostly running most of the fight, like not like running away, but like just dodging and running, that kind of thing. The annoying kind of what was that boxer's name?
Muhammad Ali?
Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, Floyd Mayweather.
Kind of like him. So he was kind of annoying like him.
Okay.
But after that was when they like had like this argument on the side of the ring post. It was like him and this little kid that they brought with them for the last episode, telling them that something's not right about Joe. And then they pretty much gave him like this pep talk that like fear is like natural and whatnot. And the crowd was like booing him like, "Boo, you suck. Get out the ring. You can't fight," and whatnot. And then he pretty much like gave him this pep talk about like instincts, about how fear is part of like having like instincts and whatnot. And like how it's all part of like being a natural human being. Like his body isn't right functioning. Like his brain is telling him like fight, but it's like his body is like responding like differently pretty much. And they gave him like this nice little pep talk. And then after that, they pretty much he went back into it again, and he actually ended up winning the fight. And everybody was like cheering him on of Gearless Joe. And then that was when they pretty much did like a skip ahead, like they skipped like 3 fights and like showing him like winning and whatnot. And then after that, this was when the manager, he was like, we need somebody to really boost you up into getting to Megalo Boxing, Megalonia. So we're gonna look for somebody who's below rank 50. Pretty much the lower the rank, the better you are. So you look for somebody who's below rank 50. And he pretty much was he ran into this other manager inside the shop. And he was like, yeah, I got you. I got somebody who's level 50. I mean, who's ranked 17. He's really been wanting to like get his hands on your fighter. Like he's talking about messing him up and whatnot. He was like, oh, this is great. Can't wait to meet him. And then like when that fighter actually showed up, it did like that time slowing thing where like things like slow down, or like that shock factor. Like that thing where we felt like Miracle, where we like slowed down, we like froze the time. It like showed him walking in. He had like this scars on his face and whatnot. He was like, it's you. And then that was when just started talking outside and whatnot. And he was talking about how he missed him. He's glad that he's still alive, because pretty much this guy, he had lost. He was supposedly had died in like some military war or whatnot. He like some bomb like went off and exploded, and he pretty much like lost his like legs. Like we didn't know that he lost his legs. So pretty much what he got on is like those fake legs, pretty much. And he was like talking to him. He was like, "Yeah, I'm so glad you're alive and whatnot. I haven't seen you in a while." And then he was like, "Nah, there's no need to thank for me for like carefully willing to fight against your fighter and whatnot." He was like, "Oh, thank you." And he was like crying and whatnot. And then that was when he was like, "Hey, I'm going to do you a favor." "Oh, sure. No, you don't need to do me a favor." "I'm going to ruin him." "Huh?" "I'm going to ruin your fighter. This is the end of the line for you." I was like, "Oh, all right." He'll turn into Sentry. So then that was when pretty much they were talking about how they pretty much went over the whole backstory of what happened. What I told you a minute ago about how he like supposedly died in like this bomb thing, and like how he used to be his manager and whatnot. And Joe pretty much met up with him before the fight, and he told him, "You can blame whoever you want, but a man is responsible for his own actions." So he was pretty much telling him that he shouldn't blame like the manager for all this happening. Because the main reason he's mad at the manager is because he holds this grudge that when he came back home, the manager was all that he had left. Because pretty much he lost his family, like his wife and whatnot, pretty much. So he was expecting to come home and say, "Well, at least I have the manager." But when he came back home and realized he took in Joe, that was when he pretty much felt some type of way. So pretty much after they had met up and whatnot, they pretty much got in the ring, and it was like Joe versus that guy with the scar, Gila's fighter. And they were pretty much having like a bit of a fight. They were like talking and whatnot, and he was telling them like, "What's wrong? Did your legs run out of oil? Are you having problems keeping up?" That's what he was telling Joe. I mean, that's what Joe was telling him. They were pretty much like fighting and whatnot. And then pretty much it was like a long drawn out fight where they were like going toe to toe and whatnot. They had some moments where Joe passed out, fell on the ground, and the one was where he knocked out the other guy. It was pretty much like annoying the other guy by telling like split it 50-50. He was doing like teaching like what his manager was saying, but he was like saying it on purpose to piss him off and whatnot. But anyway, so we got to the last moments of the fight, and the other guy, he decided to he forfeited the match because he couldn't like continue because his legs were like starting to give out. So it's pretty much if the fight would have continued, his body wouldn't have been able to function as a whole anymore. So he pretty much left, and then that was when like Joe had passed out and whatnot, and that was pretty much the end of what happened there. And then pretty much we're just gonna like skip ahead after that fight to where the last episode was pretty much a cliffhanger because this guy that Joe was, because like they were trying to come up with Joe's trying to get a spot into the Megalonium, but the other guy, they have like expectations about like who they want to be the last guy to enter the ring. So this other guy, he wanted to fight Joe one-on-one for the spot and whatnot. And then that was when like before the match had started, he ran into Joe in like this alleyway. And then he pretty much told him that how is he gonna get in when he forged that name? Like he pretty much told him that he forged the name Joe, so he already knew all about him anyway. And that was when like Joe got mad and he was gonna like swing at him. And that was when like the manager like stopped him with like this gut punch, and then Joe kind of like passed out on the ground. But that's because Joe was already injured, so he passed out on the ground. And then the episode pretty much kind of like ended like right there, where the announcers were like, "Where's Joe? Is he coming to the ring?" And they did like this countdown. It was like 10, and that was pretty much it. Ended right there.
Oh,
Joe in the hall, the kid crying like, "No, why?" Yeah.
Okay. So from everything seen so far, how would you say you feel compared to the last few episodes you've seen?
I'd say it's actually still interesting. I thought if they brought the kid along, it was going to be like,
Yeah.
But I'm actually kind of somewhat feeling it still.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Any more memorable soundtracks in there or anything like that? Or are you still like, yo, yeah.
People in the comment section are saying that they get like Samurai Champloo vibes from the music. But to me, I feel like it's one of those things where you go to the store and you can't buy the real Jordans, so you just get the fake Jordans with the fake logo. And that's really how I feel about this show, because I feel like it would have been better if they like took their own way for the soundtracks. Because it just really just sounds like a spinoff of Samurai Champloo. I'm really not feeling the music at all. I just feel like this is just a similar version of that soundtrack for Samurai Champloo. Nah, that's pretty much what it is.
Okay. All right. But how would you say the animation is still? How you think that's been for like the fights still?
Oh, the animation's still good.
Okay. Well, that's at least good. At least. All right. So from everything you've seen so far, what would you probably still give it like so far out of like 1 to 10?
I mean, I'd give it about an 8. Yeah, I'd give it about an 8 for now.
Okay. So an 8. All right. Okay. All right. I still wait. Before I was about to get to my anime, but I still got one more question. How I'd say you feel about the main character, even with like the kids involved? Where you say like they're still like kind of like or would you like say like it's not as bad as it was like when you first saw him?
Oh, the kid. I'm still not really feeling him. He's just
Okay. That's fair. All right. Yep. Guess that's all the questions. All right. So I guess
it's kind of like, yeah, you can do this, Joe. Come on.
Oh, okay. All right. More like the hype. Okay. The hype kid. Like, come on, Joe. You can do it. He was like, nah. Okay. All right. Okay. I guess I'll go to my next anime now. All right. So this next anime is Kokkoku. Now, the last time I talked about this anime, this was the anime where I talked about the family who went in the pause time world, basically called Stasis. That's the name of it. So basically, the last place we went off with that was Juri, the main character, the main female character. She was basically getting like kidnapped by these guys, and she basically awakened to her own power, which everyone in Stasis has their own power, but she didn't know what her power was because her grandfather could teleport, and she didn't have that ability. She had like some other hidden ability that she didn't know about, and she basically awakened to that power in the last episode I talked about, and she basically took the butterflies in each person's body out of their system. And what I mean by that is I talked about this last podcast. There are these butterflies that go inside these people's bodies that keep them from moving in stasis, basically. So like they're allowed to like walk and move in this pause time world because of the butterflies in their system. But because of the power Juri has, she can take away those butterflies and pretty much absorb them out of like anyone's body just using her hand. She can literally just like grab that person, take it out of their body, and now they're paused. Now they're like out of the pause time world. They're like paused with the rest of the people in stasis, basically. So that's her ability, basically. So we left off there, and we basically leave off with Grandpa and Juri still running from the gang members and whatnot. And so basically we leave off there, and now we have these gang members like coming after Juri and Grandpa again. And Grandpa's like grabbing her and like teleporting like here and there so like they can like run off and whatnot. But then like Juri like stops, and then she's like, wait, why am I running? Boom. And she basically just like shows Grandpa like she has like this ability and whatnot. She has like the ability to like take those butterflies out of like people's bodies and whatnot. And then like it was actually a funny moment because she was literally she like murked a bunch of the gang members in the last few episodes. And then like she's like, there they are, we gotta run. And it was like, wait a minute, why am I running? Boom. And it's like she was like turned around, and it's like, wait, why she run towards us? And then they all got murked by her, and they all got like frozen in time. So basically Grandpa finds out about like the power and whatnot, and then like she was wondering like how she like got that ability and whatnot. And then she actually remembers a point in her past where like he remembers that she did have that ability, but like he didn't like come to that realization until now, because in the past she actually did go in stasis before, but it was like a long time ago when she was like a little kid. And there was this one time like there's this whole like story where like she like her like dog was like dying, and basically like the only way for her to like keep her alive was like her grandfather took her in the stasis, and it kept the dog from staying alive for a little bit longer. But like the moment they got out of stasis, she knew that her dog was gonna die, so she legit had to like she legit had to like accept the fact like they had to get out of stasis, but she like didn't want to leave. She was like, no, I don't want to leave. No, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave Fido. No, please, I want to stay with him. Please don't get out of this world. And then like her grandpa's just like, no, we have to go. We have to get out. We have to get out of stasis. It's time. No, please give me one more second. No, we have to go. And then grandpa grabs Shuri, and before grandpa could even grab Shuri, she's like, no, stay away. And then boom, she's like, what? Now you see like the butterfly's about to fall out of like grandpa's like, what's happening? No. And actually he's slowly like freezing. He's slowly getting out of stasis. And then he legit had to like, he's something like how was able to like hold it off, or like he was able to like get the butterflies back into his body. I don't know how he was able to do that, but he was able to like slowly get the butterflies back into his body. And then like she like ran away and whatnot. And we find out where she is like later on, but like she like run away, and that was like the most of her backstory we got to see and whatnot. She like almost like took her grandfather out of stasis, and then she like ran away and whatnot. And we get to know like what happened later in the backstory, like later on. So we get that, and then we get like these other gang members. Like the highlight of the show really is like, even though I do like Juri and her power, I do like the highlight of the show is definitely the gang members though, because like I thought it was going to be more of like a dramatic show, which it somewhat worked, but I felt like the comedic element made it so much better. I feel like where I felt like other shows could make it a hindrance, I feel like this show actually makes it work even better, where I felt like it could have just been like an ID Invaded, but almost worse, because like it's almost like, because you don't really remember any character from ID Invaded except for like the main people. Like he was like, oh, my name is Kaido, and I'm a detective who needs like basically that's all you like remember and whatnot. The gang members, I remember a good amount of them just because of how funny they were, because they all did like things in stasis that anyone who had that ability would do. And I remember there was this one moment where, like, the gang members find Shuri again, and there's like, hey yo, there she is right now. And then like they like kind of like surround her and whatnot, and then like one of the gang members just like, yeah, you surrounded now, Miss Titties. Like, what? She was like, Miss Titties. I've never heard that. And then the guy runs after her, and then like they actually like grab her hands to make sure like she can't like basically like she can't like use her power and whatnot. And then like she's just like one of the guys just like looking like one of the other gang members. He's like, hey yo man, I want to get some of them cheeks, man. And then she's like, how about you, Humphrey? You want some of them cheeks too? And then Humphrey, the two, he's like, yeah, how about you, Humphrey? You want some of them cheeks? Then like they say, nah man, too pink for me. And then the grandfather basically like grabbed her, and then like they like teleported, and then like he like first like took the rest of the pretty much like paused them as well. She basically used her power, and then like froze them as well. But then when we get to like back to the main story, I just want to bring that up. But then we get back to the main story, and we get this other female character, and you can definitely tell that like this like female is like matter of fact, she's a female detective. Oh my god, I'm kind of I'm a first class detective. Nah. But this actually is a female detective, and you can tell she's going to be a main character because they like put a lot of because she showed up in the first few episodes. I didn't bring her up in the podcast. She only like, because she didn't talk, she was just like there. But now like she actually like had like a lot of screen time in this episode, and then like you get to see like the reason she's in stasis and whatnot. She's like working with the main villain and whatnot, and like the main villain's saying like, oh, you gotta go find that girl, and we need to bring her to me, and I had to see what her power's all about. And then like she's like talking, she's just like kind of like agreeing with him, and then she's like, it's been a while since I've been here, since that day. And then we finally get to see her backstory, like the female detective's backstory, and then we see her in like she's basically like driving with her parents and whatnot as a little kid and whatnot. It's like her and her little brother in the back seat of this car, and her parents like up front, and her dad's like driving and whatnot. Like her like mother's in the passenger seat, and like her dad's like driving, like they're like her and her like siblings in the back. So basically they're just like driving like a normal family. Oh, oh, we're having a great time. Yeah, where do you want to go? Do you want to go out to eat? Oh, I don't know, I might want sushi. Just like a regular conversation, like a regular family. The next thing you know, they apparently, when Juri's grandfather went in the stasis that one time in Juri's backstory, when like her dog was dying, somehow the female detective's backstory, Shoko, that's the female detective's name, Shoko's family ends up getting in stasis with them. I don't know how they haven't explained that yet, but like somehow they end up warping into stasis with them. And apparently out of nowhere something happens to like the family and whatnot, because like the family just like they like see like what's happening, why is everyone frozen, they're like kind of confused about it. And then next thing you know, like the father's just like, I don't know what we're gonna do, what's happening, and then like next thing you know, he like starts turning into like, you remember when I brought up in Stasis, there's these demons that like pretty much like that basically like set the rules in Stasis, where like if you go too far in Stasis, they like grab you and kill you basically. Apparently for some reason, I don't know why this happened, but like I think there's a reason for it, but they never really explained it yet. But like I know where like Shoko's dad, he like ends up like end up like hurting, and then like he starts transforming into one of those demons, like and then like he starts floating away in the sky, and then like turns into one of those demons, and then like next thing you know, next thing you know, Shoko's mother starts turning into a demon, then next thing you know, like Shoko's brother turned into a demon, and then Shoko was about to turn to a demon herself. She was like running away as a kid. She was like, what happened? Where's my father? Where's my mom? Where's my dad? Where's my brother? No, what happened? They became monsters. And then like she's like running, and then like she sees Juri running as well. And then like she said like, help me. I need you to help my mom and dad. And then like Juri's just like, she's like confused. She's like, what? No, get away from me. Get away from me. And then like Shoko was about to turn to a demon herself, because like you see her slowly transforming, but Juri actually saves her right off the bat, because she actually saves her on accident, because she like pushed her, and when she pushed Shoko, she actually took her out of stasis. So Juri taking Shoko out of stasis as a kid actually saved her life that day. So like, and Shoka remembers that moment from like her backstory. She remembers Juri from that moment back then. So her goal right now is to like meet up with Juri so she can help her with something or whatnot. So like, because Shoka like wants something from her. So I'm skipping ahead, because obviously we're like getting close on time. But like we get where like Shoka confronts Juri and whatnot, and she says, I need your help with something. I need you to save my parents and whatnot. I need you to save my family. And then like Juri's just like, what? She's like confused or whatnot, and then she's like saying like, oh yeah, when you have like, and then like Shoka explains the rules to Juri and whatnot, where like she like says like, oh yeah, the rules of this world is like, if you go too far in in stasis, the demon shows up and they grab you and they like try to kill you and whatnot. I believe like my like family is still inside of those demons. She believes like, if she like, basically her goal right now is, for what Shoko wants to do, she wants to like have someone do something balls to the wall crazy, so like one of those demons can show up, she could get Juri to grab one of the demons and basically see if she can kill the demon, and see if she can like get her family out of the demon's body, basically almost like they're absorbed into the demon, and she feels like if like Juri kills the demon, they'll like her like family will be like out of the demon, basically. So like they'll be saved, basically. So basically Juri agrees to it and whatnot, and basically like she like goes and like look for like demons and whatnot. But the only way for like the demons to show up is for them to do like something obscure, something like basically something crazy, so they could like summon one and whatnot. And at first like Shoka's goal was to like try like maybe like attempt to kill someone, but not like completely kill them and whatnot, because she saw the main villain do that and whatnot. She like, let me test this out. Like the main villain like tried to test this out one time, where like he like grabbed this person and was like about to, he like slowly put the knife to his face and was about to kill him, and then like he saw like the demon come up, and he was like, there it is. And then like he almost died, but like he like the demon like ran like disappeared before it could kill him and whatnot, and then like he like escaped before like the demon could kill him. So like she tried to do the same thing, where like she grabbed this random person who was like frozen and like grabbed the knife and was about to kill her, but then the demon wouldn't show up. She would put the knife to like the kid's face, and like stop halfway, because like she just wanted to fake it out, basically. She just wanted to like pull a fake out, and then it wouldn't show up, and he was like, what? Why ain't it happening? I'm like about to kill this person, like I'm about to come on, where is it? Where's the demon? And like she like started getting mad about it, and that's when we start to realize the reason it didn't show up for her is because she doesn't have a killer's instinct. When you like, because like that's the one thing I do like about the main villain, because he's like this like slow, methodical like killer and whatnot, where like even though he didn't kill the person, you knew that like, he had the intent to kill the person, which is why when he slowly went and put the knife to like the kid's face, that's when the demon showed up, because he knew like he was actually getting close to killing the kid. Where with her, she's just trying to fake it out. She's just like, I'm gonna put the knife close to that person's face so the demon can show up. So because she doesn't have a real intent to kill, she's actually a good person at heart. So that's the reason why like she was like kind of pissed off about it. And then like Jerry's father comes up, and then like she like looks at him, she like looks at the frozen kid and whatnot. She's just like, oh, what are you trying to do? Oh, you're trying to kill the person? What? And the thing is, what makes it funny is the fact like Jerry's father wasn't even holding the knife, and he just like looks at the kid, and he just be like, maybe if you like strangle him and what? So, like the demon comes out of nowhere already. I was like, I didn't even get, like, he didn't even stab him or whatnot. I was like, wow, he must have. I was just imagining like how much of an intent to kill did he have for the demon to show up with him not even holding the knife. So the demon shows up, and like a bunch of demons show up, and like Jury actually like she ends up like the one thing I do like is like I like how Jury like shows out her power when I don't know, like it's like cool, but it's the same way you're just like, why, how did she get so acrobatic? She like doing like flips and whatnot. I was like, okay, I know she has the power to like take the butterflies out of people, but how is she able to do all these flips? Like, we didn't know about all this. It's like, she has like these superhuman abilities where like, she's like jumping in the air, doing these matrix abilities, like dodging stuff. I'm just like, so basically she got ultra instinct. All right. I mean, I ain't complaining considering it was cool. But like, she basically was like fighting the demons and whatnot. She basically like took the, she basically like beat him and whatnot. And then like all of the they like start turning into dust. And then like she like Shoko saw her like father and mother and whatnot. And they were like, bone dead. They were like gone. So there was like no saving them. Like they were in the demons, but they were just straight up gone. And they like said like they're all dead. They're all dead. And then like Jerry sees one of them. And then she was like, wait, who's that? And then like it was her brother. And she was like older now. She's like, what's going on? He like looked like he looked like he hadn't eaten in days. He looked like starving or whatnot. And that's like where it left off and whatnot. So like right now I'm definitely intrigued, but I definitely say like the story isn't that like dramatic or whatnot, but I definitely say like I'm like invested in like, I'm just like invested into like the show just in general, just because of like, mostly because like that comedic aspect where I feel like the drama could get to a could get darker, could get like a dark story or whatnot, but I feel like I feel like for the time being, like I'm more invested over just the world in general than like I'm like entertained by it, at least, if you know what I'm talking about. But any questions?
So what about the Game Boys? Yeah, man, that booty.
Yeah, man, that booty. I mean, those are probably like some of like the funniest moments, but like that was just more like, now if anything, the one thing I will say though, I will say like, why is almost every single one of the game members like, why are they all horny? Like just like every single one of them always say, yeah man, them cheeks, man, yeah, man. It's like they always look at her. Matter of fact, I didn't even bring this up. This is a short thing, but like I remember like there was also like Shoko was like telling like one of the two gang members about like her like plans like to like tell Jury about like the because she actually told like two of the gang members their like backstory and whatnot. And at first I was like feeling these two gang members and whatnot, and then next thing you know, like one of the gang members said like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss and whatnot. And then like Shoko said like, oh, you guys don't need to help me and whatnot. And then like the dude said, and at first I thought this dude was gonna be like nice and whatnot. And he was just like, you know what? I actually do, like, I understand you and whatnot, but you know what? I don't think that's gonna be enough. You want to know what I want? And they're like, what do you want in advance? You know what? I want that ass. Once it's over, let me hit that. And he was like, oh. And so she was like, all right. And this like next thing you know, she was like, no. And then next thing the demons came and they like grabbed her like, no. And they like ate him. And I was like, oh, I thought he was gonna be a cool character, but all right. I thought he was gonna be cool. And he was just like, nah, let me smash, and then I'll help you. And then like, yeah, and it just ended up getting dead right there. But I'm definitely feeling them gang members and whatnot. But at the same time, just like, why is all of them just like, yeah, man, let me get them cheeks they smell like. That's all they care about in this world, apparently. But it's still funny regardless, just because of some of the lines they got. They probably have some of the funniest lines. But I'm definitely still like feeling it. I still probably give it like an 8 out of 10 for the time being. I don't know if it will be up there for a 9 or a 10. I feel like the only way it can get up there is if they like do have like a more like bigger story. But like for the time being, I definitely am like entertained at least. I'll at least give it that. But anything else?
Would you say the girl is up there as far as the top female anime characters?
It's like, I feel like if she does a little bit more, she could be up there. But like right now, I'd say like she's like, cause power-wise, she's definitely up there, but like as a character right now, her personality is just kind of, it's all right. It's not like, oh yeah, she's the best character. Your personality. She's basically just like a good person. That's basically what you like kind of know her. She's kind of like casual. And she's just kind of like, oh, she basically just wants to save her like family and whatnot, and basically just wants to like help people. That's basically just kind of like the normal protagonist role, basically. So like if they like do more for personality, then maybe she could be up there. But just for now, I see like she's a good character at least. I'll at least give her that. But yeah, that's about it for right now. But anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Now I guess you can go your next anime.
Alright, so this next anime is called Persona 5. And pretty much where we left off the last time was we were talking about where they were questioning people about the abuse of like Kamoshida and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
And pretty much now what happened was they went to Kamoshida's palace.
Oh yeah.
And they pretty much An was there. She showed up out of the blue. Wait, did I already go over that? But I said they should. Yeah, I did cut it.
Wait. Okay. I remember now. I think the last thing you talked about was Ryuji getting his persona abilities and then An getting her persona abilities in the palace.
Oh, okay.
That's what I remember.
So pretty much what happened was they beat Kamoshida, and Kamoshida had that afterwards the next day. This anime does a lot of like skipping ahead. Like they really a lot of skipping ahead. So I was like, I really don't have much notes to say about this anime. So pretty much Kamoshida, he like apologized and whatnot, said, yeah, I committed all those crimes. And then after that was when pretty much ended right there, and they went to go visit Shiho. I mean, she went to go visit Shiho and check on her and whatnot because she woke up. And then they had like this little like mini buffet as a celebration for what happened and whatnot. And then they pretty much talked about making Ren the leader of not the dollars, but the
dollar,
the leader of
the Phantom
Thieves. The leader of the Phantom Thieves. And then pretty much after that, they had like bumped into some weird guy who was bald, who like cut the line in the elevator and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And that was when they started talking about what if all of the adults are like him. So they wanted to like change everybody's they want to change everybody's hearts. They were like looking for a culprit. So somebody offered them a deal to go into like the mementos to chase after this this boyfriend that was like stalking or whatnot. They went into the mementos and they just skipped ahead to where they show up to him and they fought him, beat him. That was it. I was like, all right. And then the next episode, they did a lot more skipping as well. It didn't even show them getting like Alan getting stalked. It just showed Yusuke just standing there, and they were like, "Why are you telling us?" I was like, "Huh? Where's the content behind this? Why did you skip all of this?"
I forgot about that.
And then that was when he pretty much talking about how he wanted An to be his like model, and they went to the museum and whatnot, and she was like looking at paintings and saw one of the paintings. And then Yusuke wanted to like steer her away from the painting and show him to somewhere else. And then that's when they started getting like this message on the fan site that Metamasa, what was that guy name again?
Mishima?
Yeah, Mishima. He was like a bad person who was like pretty much just plagiarizing everybody's artwork and whatnot.
Oh, no. I'm thinking of. I thought you were talking about the blue-haired dude, like the one who like created the site. Oh no, I think his name was I forgot his name. I know he's Madarame.
Yeah, it was Madarame. They were talking about how he was plagiarizing his like his site and whatnot. I mean, plagiarizing all the artwork and whatnot. And they pretty much confronted like Yusuke about it, and like he got like kind of mad, telling him that that's not true and whatnot. And then that was when they went inside Moshima's world. And then after that was when they pretty much skipped ahead again to where they just like trapped at this door. And then it showed An inside the room, like stripping off naked just to open the door, the passageway inside the metaverse. And then that was when they wandered into this room where they found out where all these paintings were at. And they found out that Metal Muscle was lying.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, that was when they like took off and ran, and they somehow teleported to the metaverse. And then that was when they all showed up, and it showed him in the meta world with like this face looking mask and whatnot. And he was pretty much telling him that he was using Yusuke and everything, and that he killed his mom and whatnot just to become famous or whatnot. And that was when Yusuke had like his transformation, and then that was when he got away, and that was it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So from everything you've seen so far, how would you say you feel about the show from the transition from this and the game? Like, how would you say you feel about it so far from everything you've seen?
I'm really not feeling it because they're like skipping everything.
Yeah.
Like, legit, all the key points, everything, most of the city, they're just like, skip. All right, we're here. All right, skip.
Yep. Okay. So how'd you feel about? How'd you still feel about like? I am curious each time like you like I bring him up. Like how'd you feel about like Ren as a character? Even though I'm pretty sure he didn't really say or do much. Like I don't know what he dare say in this episode. But how do you feel about him as a character? Now that you're not playing as him now. Like how'd you feel about like him in the episodes you saw of him?
Oh, I actually still feel him. He actually still has that mystique in the show. He still has that mystique. Because I remember when the guy who created the fan site, he was like getting close to him. He was like, "Can you give me some space?" So he still has that mystique.
All right.
He looks like one of those guys. He legit looks like he could pull a heel turn if he wanted to.
Yeah.
That's how much mystique he has.
Oh yeah. Okay. And did you hear any different soundtracks yet, or was it still the same thing?
There were a few new ones. That seemed interesting.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, all in all, from everything you've seen so far, what would you probably give it so far?
A 4? I mean...
Oh, a 4? Okay. So you definitely say, like, okay. You know, I talk about that. Actually, no, I can bring this up. Would you say, like, from seeing this right now, would you recommend...
Not because...
no, you can finish.
Not because it's not intriguing, but it's just they're, like, skipping everything.
Okay. So you wouldn't say like you would recommend anyone the anime before the game at all? You was like, yeah, play this, yeah, watch this first before the video. Okay. All right. I don't think I got any more questions, so I guess I'll go down to my last anime. All right. So, the last anime I have on my list is Darling in the Franxx. Okay. So, the last time I brought up this anime, it was about this, the anime with the mechs with the, where you had to have, like, 2 partners, 1 girl, 1 boy. And basically, I talked about 02, the pink-haired girl, how, like, she met, Hiru, the main protagonist of the show, the guy character basically, and how like every one of Zero Two's partners in the past has died. Like every single one of them has always died when they rode with 02 and whatnot. And Hero didn't care about that. He just still wanted to ride. He just felt like he had like a really good connection with 02, and he still wants to ride with her and whatnot. And that's when we also get introduced to like Ichigo, this basically Hero's childhood friend, and basically the most whiniest character in the show for me. Like, I couldn't stand her. She was a little bit better in like the later episodes I talked about, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But she's still probably my least favorite though. But anyway, we get to the last part of what I talked about, where we have Hero actually doing this little training thing to get his pilot license, but instead of piloting with 02, he has to pilot with someone from his squad 13 basically. And Ichigo basically like joins in and says like, all right, I'll do it, fine, I'll do it, just so I can like get his high. Yeah,
Squad 13, Ichigo.
Squad 13, basically. Oh yeah. All right, so copyright aside, all right, we get Ichigo volunteers to basically partner up with Hero at this point, and they basically like Hero's in the mech with Ichigo and whatnot, and they like, they can't even move the mech. What's happening? I can't move. Like basically their connection is like, it's terrible basically. And like the other like members of Squad 13, because they had to find another like neck from Squad 13, like this other guy, and they're basically like wailing on them and whatnot. And then like Hero's just like, oh, when when 02 jumped in the mech with me, she like kissed me, and then like that like really like helped me and whatnot. That like got our power up, and that's why our connection was like at our strongest. And then like Ichigo's like, all right, I'll do it too. And like Ichigo kissed Hero basically, and then Hero's just like, I feel nothing, boom, and then they lost, and that was just it. So literally this is where we're now gonna talk about what happened after that. So Hero basically fails and this doesn't get to get his pilot license because like obviously they get squashed in that mech battle, and Ichigo's just like pissed off. She's like mad as hell. He's just like, I gave you everything. I kissed you and you feel nothing. Like she's just like really irritated by this and whatnot. And now we have Squad 13 like arguing if Hero should even like stay with the squad now. Now they're like talking about like, and now like we get this other character that comes in who's like just like talk. At first I thought he was an interesting character, but then he just started talking smack out of nowhere. Like really started like, and not even like in a cool way, but more of like an annoying way where he's just like, oh yeah, we all thought Hero would be the leader. Hero ain't what he used to be. I should be the new leader. He just like kind of said it like that. And the one thing we'll give it though, and I'll talk about it later. Matter of fact, I'll talk about it when we get to it though. But anyway, we get Squad 13 now. They're basically just like talking back and forth. Hero should like stay with them and whatnot. But now they get like assigned to a new mission. Like Squad 13 gets assigned to a new mission, and they basically have to go in their mechs, like partner up, and basically like go and take out these monsters down to this underground area and whatnot. And Hero can't go obviously because he doesn't have his license basically, and he's basically like being like studied to see if they're going to like kick him out or they might like give him another chance or whatnot. That's basically what they're doing right now. So basically, Squad 13 goes out and they like fight the monsters and whatnot. And right now, like the Squad 13 goes out and fight the monsters. At first, like, okay, man, these monsters are pushovers and whatnot. What's that? And then they so boom, 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 boom. They're like getting murked out there. And it's a bunch of like some of those overpowered monsters that shows up and they start almost like obliterating Squad 13 and whatnot. To the point where like it's legit like they're about to die. It looks like every single one of them are about to get like slaughtered and whatnot. Like we got like everywhere, like in like each goes there as well, like with her other partner and whatnot. Like they're all like in all the rest of Squad 13 and whatnot. Like none of the other characters really matter and whatnot. Basically just like each goes like other main character. And they're like all like they're like about to get like slaughtered and whatnot, like the rest of like Squad 13. And they're like, and like now like the like captains and whatnot, they're like thinking about like, oh, should we bring 02's mech out there and whatnot? And he was just like, come on, put me in with 02. Come on, let's go. All right. We'll get 02 out there, but we can't have you pilot it. We're gonna have to have someone else from Squad 13. And then that annoying dude that I said from the beginning, who I said like, man, Hero's not a leader. He changed, man. He's not the same person. I should be a leader. He comes in and he's just like, let me squad with 02. I got my pilot license. He's a delinquent. He doesn't deserve to ride with 02 and whatnot. And then like the captain said like, well, he has a point, Hero. He has his pilot license, so we'll have him like pilot with 02. And then like he's just like, yeah, man, I'll show you I can ride better with 02. I'll show you I'm a better pilot, dude. And in my head, I'm just like, because the thing is, like, looking back, you remember how I told you, like, everyone who was piloted with 02 has died? I'm just like, oh, I really hope this dude dies. I feel like this dude's about to get killed right now. So he piloted up with 02, and he goes in, and he, like, pretty much goes inside the mech with 02 and whatnot, and they go, and they, like, flying off, and they're about to, like, jump in and about to, like, take out the monsters that Squad 13 couldn't handle. And they come in, and they like straight up murk the monsters. They're like going back and forth. They're like beating them up and whatnot. And the dude who's like piloting with 02 and whatnot, he's like the cocky dude. He's like, I never felt this power before. This is amazing. Boom, 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 boom. I feel it. This is amazing. Oh. And then like 02's just like, oh, you like this power? Oh, I hope you can keep up then. Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, it's like murk back and forth. They're like going at it. They're like pretty much destroying all the monsters back and forth. And all we just see is just like the mech for a while. We don't see the inside of like 02's mech for a while, where like the Kakido and 02 were in the mech together and whatnot. And then after we just see the mech just like murking all these monsters, they like, the mech like parks itself, and then like we see it go outside. We base like the entire like squad, like they're like out now, and then like they get back to base basically out now that 02 and like the cocky dude now like killed all the monsters and whatnot. And then they go to the mech, and then they see 02 open the doors, and they're saying like, why is 02 the only one coming out of the mech? And then it's just like yeah, we're gonna need someone to clean this up. And then like she like turns around and you see the dude, blood everywhere in the mech. And he's just like dead. He's just like gone out of it. He's like, huh? And it's just like, yeah, he couldn't handle it. And like she's like walked out. It's like, all right, another one. Could someone get a mop? And it's just, she just like walked off. She was like she knew it was gonna happen or whatnot. She was like, yeah, it is what it is. And that's when we get basically just like everyone's just more like Hero's more like saying like, see, I'm the only one that like Hero's looking at more like, oh, the fact like I'm the only one that can pilot 02. Anyone else would just get killed. Let me do it. Where everyone else is more like, no, don't do it, because they think they basically think that he's going to end up getting killed now because like the whole like everyone in like 02 squad always ends up getting killed was like a rumor at first, but now they saw it firsthand, seeing like the Kokkoku get killed. They're just like, don't do it, Hero. We don't want you to die now. Don't do it. Like at first like Ichigo was like being annoyed by it, saying like, nah, don't pile with 02. But now she's actually like worried for Hero. She's just like, nah, don't do it. Don't die. I don't want you to die and whatnot. And then like he was just like, nah. I gotta do this. I gotta ride with 02 and whatnot. And then I'm skipping ahead so I won't like take like too much time and whatnot. We get to this other part where like Squad 13 like comes in. They have to like fight these other monsters and whatnot. And this is why I realized that like Squad 13 can do anything. They're like so weird. Like literally every single time.
They're like
it's,
Squad
like,
4 for
it's
Bleach.
literally yeah, basically. It's literally like they like jump in, they can't beat the monsters, then 02's like mech has to come in, like save the day. It's literally like a running theme basically for what happens with Squad 13. So basically like Squad 13 they're like fighting these monsters again, and then like they had to get 02's mech out again. And this time they're like Hero's just like, come on, we have to do this. We come on, put me in there. Put me. You know, anyone else who goes in with 02 is going to die. Put me in that mech. I'm expendable. I don't care. And at first it's just like, nah. We gotta go. And then like, at first like the captain's like thinking about it, but then like the head captain comes in and they're still like, nah, 02. We're taking you in, chick, and they're like, huh? And they was like, nah, we can't have you go on this mission. We gotta save you for something better than that. So now Hero's just like, what? So you're just gonna let them all die? And it's just like, well, we gotta do what's right for the cause. Like, huh? Like they're basically saying like, oh, we rather save 02 for a bigger mission than like for Squad 13. So we rather have them get killed off than like basically like use 02 for this mission and whatnot. And at first 02 is just like, oh well, I guess this is goodbye then. Then she just like walks off, and first she's just kind of like she's just kind of like nonchalant about it. She's not like disappointed or like sad or like happy about it or anything. She's just kind of like nonchalant. All right, guess this is it or whatnot. But then like Hero's just like nah. At first he like accepts it, but then he's just like nah, I'm piloting that back. Next thing you know, he's like charged in, and next thing he's like beating the mess out of all the guards and like took 02 in. And he's like, nah, you coming with me. And they're like, oh snap. And then like he's like came in, he's like, nah, you come. He like grabs 02, he like took her to the mech. Nah, we going in like that. And then like they like jumped in the mech, went in the mech and whatnot. And then like they basically came in with 02, and they just pretty much like obliterated this giant monster that was about to kill like the squad and whatnot. And that's when everyone realized, they were just like, all right, we believe you now, because basically like Hero came out of the entire mech unscathed. He was completely good after like working with 02 and whatnot. And then like, no, to be fair, we think that, and I'll just skip ahead because there was actually hey, I'm definitely gonna skip ahead to the end so I don't mess this up. We get to the We get to the last part where Hero comes in, and he said like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Everyone's like looking at him saying like, are you fine after riding with 02? Yeah, I'm good. And then like everyone's just like shocked, and then it's like, oh, I guess you can ride with him and whatnot. But then after they leave, you see Hero go back to his room, and then like he's just like he's like starts coughing up blood, and then like he like takes off his shirt, and there's like this like his like entire like it's like this blue thing like covering his heart to his neck that looks like it's like killing him from the inside. He's like, nah, I need to keep this under control. I have to write with 02 still. I have to do this. And then like it's basically like you can tell like if he like, and then like we get a bunch of other times where he like rides him again, rides with 02 again, and it just like gets more sickening and just bad. Also, the point where like it's just like literally killing him basically. But like so like he can ride with 02, but it's almost like he has like a limit to it or whatnot. Almost like how many times can he ride with 02 before he like dies basically because he's like holding on to it and whatnot, but he doesn't know like how long he'll have left, but he still like wants to keep going and whatnot. He just feels like he has to keep going or else like he'll be expendable basically, or like they'll like kick him out of the group or whatnot. So like he's basically like it's nerf for nothing basically. And there actually this is one of those scenes I want to get to it now, like I'll end it right here, where like Ichigo is talking to 02, like 02 is like chilling by herself and whatnot, and then Hero's like, ooh, excuse me, Hero's like looking at like not Hero, Ichigo comes in, like the female, like the childhood friend comes in, and she's just like can you not be too reckless with Hero and whatnot? Hero's sensitive. I don't want you to hurt him and whatnot. And then not Ichigo, then like 02 like looks at Ichigo, and then she's like, man, my darling can handle it, but if he dies, he dies. And then like Ichigo gets mad and then like slaps Hero too, and then like he like 02 has his like bracelet on that like glows and whatnot, and then like when like Ichigo slapped her, the bracelet fell off, and then she's like, don't you say that about Hero. No, you don't deserve to be Hero's partner. I deserve to be Hero's partner. I'm the one that Hero wants. I'm the one that Hero needs and whatnot. I'm the one. You're not even human. You're just a monster. You're just a freak. And the next thing you know, like when the bracelet falls off, her like, cause like 02 has like these little horns on her. They start to like glow and whatnot, and then like she like looks at Ichigo, and her eyes just like start glowing, and she just looks like she's about to like turn into this demon, like she's like about to go into berserk mode, and she just looks at Ichigo, and then like this like soundtrack that gave me chills just popped up, and then she's like, human, let me ask you this: what is human to you people? Tell me that. And it's just like, damn it, dude. It didn't feel like that. It actually did. It was like, we need like Tsukishima's theme was like, dude. I was like, is she the main villain? I was like, hold up. I'm thinking, legit, like, if you saw this like moment, I legit thought like 02 was about to kill Ichigo in this moment right here when she like looked at her directly at her. But then like, she like, basically like stared directly at her, and Ichigo looked like, she didn't look like she like wet her, so she's like, she looked terrified, and then she just like, you just see like she just like 02 will just like grab her bracelet, put it back on, and just like walk away, and she's like, don't ever talk to me again, and she just like walked away. And then that's like where we like left it off right there and whatnot. It's just like basically like that's like where we left it off. Like right now I'm like, at first like I was like somewhat like intrigued about the show, but now I'm like really feeling it right now. I'm like really feeling like where it's going right now. The fact like Hero's kind of like he's like really picked up compared to like where he was in the beginning of the show, where he was like, no, I don't want to see your boobs. It was like to like him like saying like, nah, I want to ride with you. Nah, boom, he started like taking out those guards, and like started running away with like jumped in the mech with her and whatnot, like, and then like helped her and whatnot. And he's basically like holding on to like, he's basically holding on to dear life. He's basically holding his life on the line right now, trying to like work with her in order for him to like stay with the group, because if he doesn't do this, he'll just get kicked off. So he's willing to put his life on the line for that, even if it's going to kill him. Because like at this point, I don't know, like, is he gonna die? Like, I'm just like thinking like, how long is he gonna keep doing this before he can stay like that? Because it's like that like thing in his heart is like literally killing him each time he works with 02. So I'm like curious to see what's gonna happen or whatnot. I'm like really intrigued so far. But any questions?
No.
Okay. And probably right now, I probably give this an 8 out of 10 right now too. Like I'm actually somewhat intrigued with it and whatnot. I'm actually feeling it right now. All right. But right now, I guess we'll go in the categories right now then. All right. Okay. Favorite character out of the 3 anime you've seen so far?
Well, it's between Joe and
Kamoshida. Ugh. Wait, you said who?
It's between Joe and Ren.
Okay. Which one would you choose between them though?
I guess I'll go with Joe.
Okay. For me, I'd probably say it was between. See, I was thinking. See, Hero actually got up there for him to actually end up being one of my favorites. But after that scene with 02, when she took them horns off and then that music played, do. Want that music? But it was like that, like on the level of that like type of chilling music. Like I definitely got to still give it to 02.
Was it
like,
as good as that theme I showed you in A Hero No Sora?
Wait.
That jazz thing.
Akira no Sora. Oh yeah. I'd say it was. See, for me, I'd say it was better. I'd say
Yeah,
it was
see the
I
scene
haven't
yet.
got to. I haven't got exactly. I didn't get to that scene on Akira no Sora though. That's the thing. But I at least say it was up there with like that Tsukishima moment. I wouldn't say it's better than that, but I at least say it's up there with like that like Tsukishima thing when like he popped up and that theme hit. Where like when that moment hit and her bracelet fell off and you saw like she like went demon mode. She was like human, what exactly is human to you? And like, oh shit. Like, I definitely get that 0-2 for the time being, though. All right. But, worst character out of the 3 anime you've seen so far?
The kid. It don't have to be the kid. Yeah, you get him, Joe.
The kid. Get him, Joe. Yeah. All right. That's fair.
Don't fight me. Huh?
Don't.
All right.
Nah. See, I was thinking Ichigo from... Nah, I changed it. Oh yeah, because that guy from Blooming to You, that I have a secret seat for me. Only I can see. Huh? Nah. I'm about to be no third wheel. Like what? That was weird. Nah. All right. Anyway, favorite episode out of the 3 anime you've seen so far. If you don't know the specific number, you can just say like what the episode was about.
Oh yeah, that part with I forgot what episode that was. But it was around that scene when the guy was like, oh, when he was crying, he was like, oh, thank you. I'm going to repay you. Oh, no, you don't have to repay me. I'm going to ruin him.
Oh, yeah.
You're your best fighter. Huh?
All right. And for me, yeah, I definitely say like I think it was the last episode I see. I think episode 8 of episode 8 of Darling in the Franxx, just for that last scene where we had 0-2 come in that do. We're just gonna keep making this, doing that same theme. It just works with everything. All right. Worst episode out of the 3 anime you've seen.
That episode when it was when it showed those guys.
Those guys!
Give me your arm. Skip. And the next thing you know, they showed that pill. No! Huh?
Oh, no. All right. Yeah, that's definitely fair. All right, for me, probably, I think it was episode 5 of Blooming to You when that guy showed up and he was just like, it's like I have a special seat for me. Nah. All right.
Do you think you would have done the same? Would you have skipped that scene?
Oh, I mean, it was. See, if I knew what was gonna happen, I probably would have skipped it. It was just more like, what the?
That scene was too vivid.
That's yeah, nah. All right. Best animation out of the 3 anime you've seen.
I do like Persona's animation best.
Okay. For me, it's between probably Darling in the Franxx because there were some. Yeah. I give I give it to Kokkoku. I do like the scenes when she like goes into like that like mode where she's like in like stasis mode where she's like disappearing those like butterflies out of people's. I did like that. So yeah, I'd probably give it Kokkoku instead. Yeah, I give it to them. All right. Best atmosphere out of the 3 anime you've seen. I'd still say Kokkoku for me. Yeah, I'd still say that the atmosphere is still good.
Best atmosphere?
Devilman Crybaby? Yeah, no. You don't understand. I was there when I saw them two. Okay. You said Megalo Box?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Best soundtrack out of 3 anime you've seen.
I give it a Persona by default.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was going there. Definitely Darling in the Franxx, just for that one soundtrack. They were actually still like, shockingly with the last few episodes I saw, they were actually still like, even before that one, there were actually some really good soundtracks in like Darling in the Franxx. They actually like, it like picked up like once I got to those last few episodes. Like I'm actually like, feel some of the other tracks, but that one really hit though when I got to that one scene though. So yeah, I give it to them. All right. Worst soundtrack out of the 3 anime you've seen. Blooming to You. It was just, besides that one track that I liked in like episode 1, all the other tracks just been like, aight. But what about you?
I mean, they're both bad anime with soundtracks, but I guess Megalo Box mostly because I just got tired of that.
Okay. All right, that's fair. All right. Which is your favorite anime overall currently out of the 3?
Megalo Box.
Megalo Box? Okay. That's what I expected. And for me,
Get him, Joe.
I might actually get him, Joe. Yeah. I can see when that was your favorite. but nah. All right. For me, I might actually give this one to. I might give the small inch to Darling in the FranXX for this one this time. Cause like I still enjoyed Kokkoku, but just for that one last scene, I might gotta give that little slight, just like that little small percentage to Darling in the FranXX, just for that human, huh? All right. But yeah, I'll probably give Darling in the FranXX now. All right. But here's the big one right now. Which anime out of the 3 are you dropping?
I would have to say Persona because they're skipping ahead of everything, and I feel like if I go to the next podcast, this happened. Oh, yeah, that was a good podcast.
That was a good podcast. That's it. At least it was better when you talked about that last anime in the last part. I forgot. I even forgot the name of that anime. It was so forgettable. But for me, eventually I might come back to this just to see if they do pick up. But I probably gotta drop Blooming to you for now, just for the fact that I'm like conflicted for right now. Just for like I'm kind of just about it. So yeah. For the time being, I probably definitely gotta drop that. Considering I still am like feeling like Darling in the FranXX and Kokkoku. So yeah. All right. So I guess the last two anime I have left is Kokkoku and Darling in the FranXX. And what are the last 2 anime you have?
Megalo Box and what was the other anime? I forgot. I gotta look at the list again. Oh yeah, it was Devilman Crybaby and Megalo Box.
Devilman Crybaby. Okay. So Megalo Box and Devilman Crybaby. Okay. All right. So I guess we'll sign off right here. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, click that like button, and we will see you with the finale of Tournament 3, where we will talk about the last 2 anime on our list entirety. So this is Michael.
And it's Tape.
And we will see you next time.